All right, we're live here on Monday Night Live inside the STB locker room. I am your host or co-host, Coach Todd. We're excited to bring you another Monday Night Live. We do this every Monday night, 8 p.m. I know there's kind of a big game going on. Let me bring in Coach Denny. What's up, Coach?
How is everybody?
Little game going on tonight. I don't know if you knew that was going on. Florida versus Houston in the men's basketball championship. My Huskers won the Crown tournament, so
My
yay!
Buckeyes didn't go very
They
far.
bowed out. They bowed out
They
pretty
bowed
early.
out. Yeah.
It's all right. They made it. We didn't even make
I
it.
tell you
So
what, I played softball with his brother, and it's a good family. And I think they're going to pull into some pockets a little bit and help the kid out. Diebler's. They're winners. They find a way, so it's going to be
good.
nice.
That's their head coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. So we got Fred Hoiberg, who was at Iowa State, and then he went to the Bulls, and now he's back at Nebraska, and he's been there like 5 years. And what's up, Ryan and Dana? What's up, Steven from KC? How's it going? Welcome to Monday Night Live. But anyway, I digress. Let's jump into this. Introduce yourself in the chat. Bill's here. Roger's here. What's up, guys? Glad to have you. The STB Locker Room community mission, empowering men to reclaim their energy, confidence, and focus through sustainable systems, accountability, and a brotherhood of support, helping them dominate in fitness, family, finances, faith, and fun, and become the unstoppable leaders they were meant to be. And that all sits on the foundation of we live by a code: do the work, win the day, be relentless. Live by that code, you will get better day in and day out, and you will make progress. And that's what I think life's all about, making progress. So, our word for 2025 is dominate. We're already into April, right? So, this is the first Monday in April. It's April 7th. Where are you at, right? 3 months gone. We're coming up on 100 days here shortly. I think today's day 97 of 2025. And we're going to talk about something that's pretty near and dear to Coach Denny and I's hearts. It's stopping the roller coaster. Now, Coach Denny hasn't had as much experience with this personally. He's had a lot of clients deal with this, right?
Yeah.
But on a personal level, this was me for 25 years.
I did a demon drop one time where we just
Yeah.
did like the big hump. Oh yeah, we went up and we came down. No, it's I think it was the first or second child that we had. I went ahead and I gained that sympathy weight. So
I had 4 children, and I gained the sympathy weight on all of them. So,
I don't know why they call it sympathy weight. I did it all on my own, but I was there. Um, yeah.
yeah. So I did it 4 times. I probably did it honestly. I was gaining sympathy weight every year for
Yeah.
years, and then trying to pull it off. And really, what it comes down to is tonight we're going to talk about creating consistency and longevity in the way you train, you eat, you supplement, and you recover. Because those are the 4 things.
What is the roller coaster?
You know.
For general human
Yeah.
life, what is the roller coaster we're talking about
So
here?
yeah. So it's starting and stopping. It's up and down. Like I'm all in, and we'll get into some deeper things on that. But you know, if you're ever feeling like you're crushing it one week and falling apart the next, right? We're talking about building a system, not just another short-term sprint, right? What's up, that
Guest appearance,
Sloan?
Sloan. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
progress
yeah,
doesn't.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying. I know a lot of guys and a lot of people. It goes season wise, and you know,
hmm
especially we'll go with weight, right? During the season, it's like, hey, winter, I'm just gonna get a little bit thicker. Hey, I'm just gonna bulk. Hey, once I can get outside in the summer more, so it falls back to the habits, right? You can't go outside as much in most states, especially in Ohio and Nebraska. So we build those excuses in where we can actually find ways to make changes for that.
yeah. So I think a lot of times too. if you're truly bulking and you're adding muscle, that's different than how most guys consider bulking.
Yes,
Like
but
I
we say
bulked.
it. We say
Yeah.
it so it is, right?
I bulked, like just like with the pregnancies. I bulk. It was a bulk, but it wasn't muscle bulk. It was just blah bulk, right?
Yeah.
So progress doesn't come from perfection. It comes from consistency. It took me 25 years to figure this out personally. All right. So the problem is, or at least one of the problems is all in, all out. I get this a lot. Like I hear guys, man, when I go all in on something, man, I'm gonna crush it. And here's why most men struggle to stay on track, right?
Well, and we're the worst at that because we will do that. We'll be like we're
Yeah,
like a light switch.
yeah,
Like you know what? And it could just be that one day, could be that one I'm doing this, right?
yep.
But
And it's done.
at a point you get comfortable and
Yep,
then all of a sudden you're like, "Whoa, wait, what happened?" Right?
yep. So you start strong, you burn out, you quit, you repeat. I can tell you I did that so many times because I didn't take care of the things that I really needed to take care of. Okay. What's up, Unc? How we doing, buddy? Um, I was always chasing the quick results, right? Which leads to unsustainable strategies. That's hard. That's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Unsustainable strategies, right? And the toll is taken out on your mindset and your confidence. So, well, you got me on repeat there, buddy.
Technical problems. I was trying to add somebody into the group. Continue on.
So yeah, so you know, we all know we can do it for a short period of time. And the thing is a lot of us jump into a program and I would say we start at a level that's unsustainable instead of starting at a level that, hey, I can do this every single day for the rest of my life if I had to and build upon that, right? That's what
Yep.
changed for me. That's what changed in my coaching. That's what changed in the guys that are on here watching this is that we do, we start with the metabolic morning matrix or we start with the mindset program or we start with, you know, something that's a sustainable long, like literally you can do the metabolic morning matrix the rest of your life. Like you
Yep.
don't need weights, you don't need any of that. You just need you and you need to show up every single morning, right?
Yep.
So, and when you do that, you build confidence, right? So there has to be a mindset shift, right? From, sustainable over intense. I always say, consistency beats intensity 7 days a week. You don't have to be perfect. And that's where a lot of guys are. They're like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it, right? Like I'm going to be all in. But the problem is being all in and not figuring out the sustainable part, the consistency part is, 12 weeks later, yeah, you're down. Like I did this, I can tell you, I lost 60 pounds in 12 weeks. I can't tell you how many times in my life and gained it all back or more because what I did to lose it was unsustainable long term, right?
Yeah.
So you have to the daily deposits are better than the once a month sprint or once every 12 months or 12-week sprint, right? So the goal is to build something that fits your life long term. And as I've gotten older, I know we've got a range of people that watch this from 30 to 60 plus, right? Is finding something that fits into your life long term. We don't want to necessarily say, hey, this is the only way to do it. We've got a guy on here right now that does boxing. He's done 750 plus boxing classes. And one of the first things he said when we got on the phone was like, do I have to give up boxing to do this? And I said, absolutely not. If you love to do that, we're going to fit our stuff around that boxing. Right. And it's been
It's
pretty much life
enhanced.
changing for it. Yeah.
It's enhanced his ability to do the
Yeah.
boxing. More and
So
more styles, more and more classes. It's a joy. It's a joy.
training smart. So we're going to get into that training aspect. More isn't better. Better is better. And you've probably heard this if you've played sports. Um, I remember one winter, I got into golf pretty seriously, and it's really cold here in Nebraska in the winter as it is in Ohio and in our those states. But we're not down there where Sabo is in the sun and can hit golf balls year round. And I was pretty serious into golf, and I put a cage up in my garage, and I hit 100 balls a day. So I'm like, if I hit 100 balls a day, I'm going to be so much better by the time spring rolls around and I can actually play. And I remember going out the first time after we could get on the range, and I hit a ball, and it was such a snap hook that it took me half the season to figure out how to not hit that. Right. Like, so even though I was doing the work, it wasn't better because I was, more isn't better. Like, I didn't realize I was, creating this horrible snap hook. Right. So, and so we train with intention, not ego. That took me a long time to figure out as well. It took me even longer than the 25 years because I was powerlifting at 44, and, lifting, ego lifting. And that's led to some uh, things that aren't so pleasant. Right. So, we do green zone workouts. Green zone. What's green zone, Denny?
It's the consistency, right?
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
So,
sticking at a heart rate. And then,
yep,
so like this morning, I went 1.68 miles in 22 minutes in the green zone. So the goal is to raise, how far you can go each time in the green zone by keeping that heart rate at a steady pace instead of just all out. Right. We do 40s on off, stuff like that, sessions. We do sprint sessions. Right. And each serves a purpose. So training smarter, not harder. And, that's where our shred program comes in. That's our workout of the week program comes in. Smart structure and quicker results, right? Because we're not training all day long. We're doing short, intense bursts, um, and just being smart with the training. So, and then eating. It all comes down, honestly, weight loss, if you want to get into it, comes down to eating. And we eat to fuel, not to punish, right? So it's simple, sustainable, and that's what wins. Is it's got to be simple. It has to be sustainable. You don't need a fad diet. You need a framework, right? Which we have multiple different, and I don't think one guy fits into, I don't think all guys fit into one framework, right? What works for
right.
one guy doesn't necessarily work for the other guy because of different things. Our carnivore one-on-one, that totally helps simplify food choices, cut cravings, and boost energy. I can tell you personally, I'm on carnivore 201 now, enjoying the process with that, taking it kind of to a different level. And once again, you're fueling your body to perform, not just shrink, right? Like, you know, if you lost 100 pounds, but you just were a smaller version of your fat self, is that what you really want? Right? No, right? You want to have rounded shoulders, somewhat of a peaked bicep, quads that, may pop, right? Um, and that's the biggest thing is when you fuel to perform, you're not just fueling to shrink. So supplement with purpose, right? Tools that support the mission. So a lot of people, hey, I've heard this. I don't know how many times. I know Coach Denny has too. Like, well, I just don't use supplements. I don't. You can get everything.
That's always my favorite. It
Yeah,
really is.
I just don't. Well, you eat food, don't you? I mean, food is a
Yeah.
supplement, and all
Whether you eat chicken or Cheetos, you're supplementing your body. So,
right. So we created Set the Bar subs for our clientele
yeah,
because we can control what's in them, you know, the effectiveness of them, the quality of them. And subs don't replace the basics, but they enhance it, right? They
yeah.
enhance it, they speed things up, right? So we're
We
clean,
were
we're
running
trusted,
in. Yeah,
effective.
sorry. We were running into issues. Is why we had to do this. And the issues were when people would go to Walmart and they get 6 star, or they go here, go there. We had no idea what amount of binders and fillers were in these different ones. People were getting gut wrench. There was just so many different things. And once we were able to control this variable, we knew that what we had developed was clean.
Hmm.
And once we were able to control that, it helped us, stay focused on what the main thing was for everybody else.
Yeah, and we got a new product that we've been testing out with a bunch of clients. It enhances performance, it enhances recovery. It's amazing, and we will be launching that very soon.
It's the first and only product we've ever messed with that works for 100% of the people 100% of the time.
Yes.
Unbelievably crazy.
So we're excited to that. And it's, once again, we're going to get into the next, supplements are important to enhance and to make sure that things are working properly. Because let's face it, today's diet just doesn't cut it. Like, even if you ate absolutely as clean as you possibly can, you're not getting everything you need in today's diet. So recovery is going to be your superpower. So many guys think that, hey, I work on 4 hours of sleep and that's when, um, let's, I would say 90% of men are under recovered. Okay. Like, most men are under recovered. You're not overtrained. You're under recovered. So when I think about, people always say, well, I don't want to overtrain. There's guys that run hundreds of miles at a time. Like, you can train your body to do some pretty crazy things, right? One of those guys is, what's his name? Can't hurt me. Um, Navy SEAL guy. What's his name? Anybody you think of?
Jocko?
No. Um,
Oh, Goggins?
Goggins, David
Yeah.
Goggins. Thank you. David Goggins is one of those. If you've read any of his books, he trains really, really hard, but he recovers even harder, which is crazy, right? There's only one way that he can do what he does is the way he trains, he has to recover and he prioritizes it, right? So when we talk about recovery, we're talking about your sleep, your hydration, walking, active rest. These are game changers. All right. I do active recovery every Sunday with my dog. Absolutely love it. We walk around the lake. It's 45, 50 minutes of, me and Zeus time. And, it's out in nature, even in the snow, typically try to do it. Um, and the thing is like, you actually grow when you recover, right? Like, if you're lifting weights or doing body weight exercises, you're not growing, you're actually tearing the muscle down at that point, right? And if you're not refueling that properly, which I highly suggest supplementing with protein post workout, those kinds of things, you're not growing when you're working out. You're growing when you're recovering. So if you're not prioritizing sleep, hydration, active recovery, you're not going to grow the way that your body could grow. So it's huge. So, and then accountability equals momentum. You can't, I mean, you can say you can do this alone, and some guys, the one percenters do this alone, right? One percenters. I'm not a one percenter, never will be. I couldn't be where I'm at with my workout streak without Coach Denny, without the community, all these guys in here, um, you know, holding me accountable to showing up and doing the work every day. Right. So our community is a cheat code, being able to show up there, post your workouts, be supported, have the workout of the week, have our programs, have, we do a weekday fire. I do a video Monday through Friday that, I try to be motivational. Hopefully it is. Um, and so it's the STB locker room is a brotherhood. It's belief and it's your backup. Right. And so you can borrow belief until you build your own. And that's what the community is really about, is not going alone. Right. So if you're ready to get off the roller coaster, the program we're running right now is the STB Summer Shred program, and I would say it's not for 100% beginners whatsoever, but we have other programs inside there uh, that will be for beginners. And by getting into the Summer Shred, you'll get all of the programs in there. You'll have lifetime access to the locker room, which is like a $5,000, at least $5,000 worth there. You get the 20-day Unstoppable program. You get the Carnivore 101 and our Workout of the Week training, uh, live Zoom coaching, the Summer Shreds in there. You 25% off our supplements in a My Zone discount, so you can track every single workout. So really, when you add up all that value, it's probably
It's yeah.
10,000 plus, right?
Yeah, we went
Um,
way overboard. Plus, you get to do it with us. Like
yeah.
as coaches, we're literally into the thick of it with you. You got the other guys and some of the ladies in the locker room.
Hmm.
It's a really good thing. You'll love the community. Anybody who tries this and puts the effort forth, absolutely 100% of the time is happy.
Absolutely. So the hardest part is getting started.
Yeah.
That's
Saying
always the
yes,
hardest part. Just
making the
pulling the
decision.
trigger. So let's lock this in. All right. Join the summer shred while it's still super discounted. We can't keep this discount out forever. The best time to start was yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. The next best time is right now, and spots are filling up. So secure yours now. You just go to www.stblockerroom.com/summer shred.
We
And
always help out
join.
the early adapters, and what happens is a month from now you'll still get great value. You're just going to have to pay more out of pocket. It
Yep. And
just
this
is
is
what it is. So
the
everybody
summer
who's
shred.
been here, they've seen how it works. So yeah,
The summer shred's an 8-week program, but you're in the community for life with this just
yep.
by
You get
purchasing this
lifetime
one
access.
program, and you're going to get access to everything inside the locker room. So join now. All right. So are you in? This is your time. The next 8 weeks will fly by no matter what. Will you look and feel the same, or will you be the guy or will you be the guy who dominates his summer? Your summer body starts now. Some of the dudes that have absolutely crushed it in our programs, love those guys. And so the quote of the week, we love giving a quote every week. Champions don't wait for opportunities, they create them. You have to create your own opportunities if you want to be a champion. And that's what we want all of our guys inside the STB locker room community and gals to be, are champions of their own life. And not, you don't compete with each other, you support each other. And the only person you're competing with is the person you were yesterday. And when you get that, you understand, like, as you go through any of our programs, it's just, was I better than yesterday? You know, was Monday's workout better than last Monday's workout? Would, like, it doesn't matter what I'm doing or Coach Denny's doing, or, Ryan or Dana or Steven or, Bill or Roger or Matt or Caleb's doing. It matters that you're doing your best and
Yep.
giving 100% each day. And your 100% isn't the same every day. I mean, there's days I get up and my 100% isn't what it was, the day before, because of maybe recovery, maybe my supplementation was off, maybe something, right? So you're not going to have tens every single workout, right? You're going to have, out of 10 workouts, 3 of them will be awesome. 6 of them will, 5 or 6 of them will be good. And you'll have that one that's just like, man, I just had to get through it, right? And those are the days that you get to say, I'll quit tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll quit tomorrow.
So,
I just
yeah.
got to get through it and I'll quit tomorrow. Right.
Yep. Those are the days we win. We don't win on our best days. We win on those days.
Yeah. You win on the days when you don't feel like doing it and you do it
Yeah.
anyway,
Yep.
and you get through it and you stay injury free. That's something I need to stress with people. If you get injured, if you push yourself through something and you get injured, that's one of the worst things that can happen. I know from experience over the long haul here. Been injured too many times. So that's what we got for you guys tonight. I want to thank you for joining. Thank you, Coach Denny, for jumping in. Remember, we live by a code: do the work, win the day, be relentless, and let's dominate. Let's dominate this week, right? Let's
Yeah.
just start with tomorrow. Dominate tomorrow, and then just keep that mindset going each day. How do I dominate tomorrow? And then just keep that same mindset, one day at a time. All right, because that's what it all comes down to. So jump on the summer shred. Guys that are on here that are already in the group, make sure you go. Like, it's fully live, ready to be downloaded. Videos are up. This is probably the most complete program I put together inside the community for in access to. Um, it took me a lot of time and effort, and I'm doing it myself right now. I had a great first week, and I'm in week 2. And honestly, we're gonna be pushing this all through summer, because you can do it anytime and start shredding. I know we had one guy said he lost 6 pounds and an inch and a half off his waist in the first week. So you gotta pull the trigger and do it. So that's what we got. Let's bring it in, Denny. We're gonna dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Dominate.
Dominate. God bless. Much love. Peace out.